Oh, here she is. Yes, it's me, Timmy Alexis Carrington Ward. Now, last October, I was just having a routine blood test and I asked for a PSA blood test. Don't know why, but I just did. Anyway, it came back high. I was fast tracked through to have an MRI, then a biopsy, then I was told I had aggressive prostate cancer. To say I was scared is the biggest understatement of the year. Anyway, what helped me through this was other men online sharing their story. Stephen Fry, for instance, had this same diagnosis as me, and I found this really, really helpful. So I thought, to help others and put something back, I am going to do a Here She Is, the Prostate Cancer podcast, where I will be interviewing celebrities with prostate cancer, just your run-of-the-mill men with prostate cancer, just so we can take the sting out of the tail. No pun intended. Now, I'm also doing a JustGiving page to go towards prostate cancer and research, which will be in the link either there or there. So please do, if you can, give generously to this cause, because as you know now, it's very close to my heart. Or my butt. I said it. You're listening to me, Timmy Alexis Carrington Ward, on the Here She Is Prostate Cancer podcast. And today I've got Nick Owen. Now, Nick, you were diagnosed with prostate cancer in, when was it? 2023, yeah?
Correct. Yeah.
How did that happen? Did somebody tell you about the PSA? What was your story?
My story is that I've been having PSAs on a fairly frequent basis for quite a long time, for, I don't know, 10, 15 years, just because I'd heard so much about it in my job as interviewing people about prostate cancer and, doing medical things here and there and going to speak at prostate cancer events and stuff. So I was very conscious of it. So I was having PSAs quite often, and I was always okay until there was a bit of a scare, I don't know, about 15 years ago, and I had biopsy and stuff like that, and everything was fine. So I carried on again, and then I had another scare.
Before then, it was you had your PSA had risen before then. Back then, is that why you had?
Yes, yeah, but not hugely, really. And I can't remember that sort of detail now, but it
Right,
wasn't
okay.
it wasn't in double figures or anything like that. But so, and then I had another bit of a scare, and then it was said to be all right. But my PSA was quite high, seven point something, which is, quite high. But because I'd just been given the all clear and it stayed at that sort of figure, we just let it go. Every time I had a PSA and it was that sort of figure, so be it.
Yeah.
But then I had a much lower reading, amazingly, of about 5 point something. And I had a different GP within the same practice.
Yeah.
And this different GP said to me, I think you ought to go and get it checked. I said, you're joking, it's just come down. He had to work very hard on me to persuade me to go. He said, yeah, when you're over 75, which I was then, anything over 5 is a concern. So I said, all right, reluctantly. And the specialist I saw wasn't too concerned, but he said, let's do an MRI. That came back showing something. Then I had a biopsy, and that was the works. It was aggressive, seemed to be everywhere, and they need to do something very quickly indeed. So it's a hell of a shock.
So
No symptoms.
you had two biopsies, then one back in the
No,
day.
I've had previous biopsies, but this
Yeah.
time just the one biopsy, MRI, and then the biopsy, and that was the one that showed I was, in trouble
And
and
that
had to do
it's
something.
not that
So
wasn't
that was April,
because
April 2023. Yeah, go on.
I had the same experience. I my PSA was 6.62, but I was on, I don't know if you're on these hair things, Philista ride thing to keep your hair in.
No, no.
I recently found out that then that is a suppressant of it. So I was really 12 point.
Oh my goodness, really?
So these things we didn't know, did
Oh,
we?
no.
Like you, I had the MRI and they said yes, it's there and it's contained. And then I had to have the biopsy, and there was an older gentleman before me that went in, and I went in afterwards. And then after what they do, because they do don't they, an ultrasound sort of stick that goes up your bottom to find out for the biopsy. And it's really not very nice, is it? But
Yeah, my biopsy was 25 needles into my undercarriage.
yeah.
It's a
And
load of
but they
laughs.
numb you, don't they? They numb you
Yes,
first. Um,
indeed.
and they're very, very good about it. The way
Yeah,
they cover your modesty and everything is very professional. It
yeah,
and it
yeah,
has to be done. So you had that,
yeah,
and then it came back, and then you saw your
yeah,
surgeon. Then I suppose that
yeah.
found
And
out.
so I got the dread news on April the 13th, 2023, and I had it out on May the 30th. And the more you know about it, and the more you're involved with it, the more you hear about other people, don't you? It seems
Oh
every
yeah,
other
the
person
minute
you meet.
everybody seems to have it. Did you,
Yeah,
do you know? Can you remember what your Gleason level was, which is how aggressive?
9,
Mine was
9.
9 as well. And that's
Yeah,
really scary, isn't it? When they say, right, you've got prostate cancer, it's aggressive, 10 being
yeah,
the most aggressive.
yeah,
When they
yeah.
say that, did your, I don't know about you, but I got told that. And then everything around it, they tell you, and then they rush you through to the Macmillan nurses. Did you have that as well?
Yeah, I spoke to Macmillan nurses.
And
Yeah,
it's a little bit, I think
which,
there should be a break in between that you can just go out and breathe.
yeah,
Because it's
I
just
know.
mad hearing that
It's
you've got aggressive cancer. And
Yeah,
then
it's the most awful moment, isn't it?
yeah,
I
really.
would say that was probably the worst day of my life, and then I had another worst day of my life when I was told I got kidney cancer,
But the kidney
which was
cancer,
only last
that's not
November.
connected, is it?
No,
No.
no, not at all. So it's out of the blue. I mean, I knew something was wrong. I was losing weight massively. I dropped 2 stone in quite a short time,
Oh,
and
really?
I'm not exactly the biggest anyway. And I had a cough which just would not go away, and so they were exploring every avenue to see why I'd got this cough. And I had I had the kidney out and the tumor, and my cough stopped. I haven't had it since. It's
Oh,
interesting,
wow.
isn't it? But anyway, but that apart, yeah, the 2 worst days of my life: being told I got prostate cancer, being told I got kidney cancer, and you will know exactly how it feels.
It's suddenly like it's so surreal, isn't it? It's like, I can't believe
Yeah.
I'm saying these words. And
Yes.
to even saying, so, okay, worst case scenario, and these words coming out of your mouth, how long will I have to live? It's just like, oh
Yeah.
my
Oh, yeah.
goodness.
I
And
know. No, it's the most awful experience.
what happened after then? So you had your MRI. Did they say it was confined in your prostate?
Yes. Yes.
So it was still
And
confined.
that was a very joyous moment in
Yeah.
amongst all the gloom, to be honest.
Because mine was as
And then,
well. Mine, they said
yes,
mine was confined. And
yeah,
then they talk about whether you have radiotherapy or whether you
yeah,
have the prostatectomy, which they
yeah,
go in and take the prostate out.
yeah,
And
yeah.
what did you pick?
I picked the prostatectomy to have it out because I just thought if I was having radiotherapy, it'd all drag on forever and ever and ever, and you're never quite sure. I just wanted to have a clean, break, as it were. I've got friends who've had radiotherapy and it has gone on for a long time, and they've had awful problems with incontinence and stuff like that. So I decided, and my wife very much with me as well. She was very strong within the partnership in this. You need a rock like that. We decided it's best to get it all out, and
Um,
I don't regret it.
did you
But you
have?
still worry. You still worry it might come
Oh,
back somewhere.
you know what it is? Yeah, it's actually because it's the unknown, isn't it? And it is unpredictable because
Yeah,
I mean, mine has just been, I had my prostatectomy the 29th of December, but
yeah,
you go along and you're fine and everything because my surgeon was amazing. He still is. He's just like, because when I did say, because I had to have because of the aggressive, did you have a PET scan as well?
yes, yeah.
And
Which is what told me that it hadn't spread.
that was the
Yeah,
real worry, isn't it? Because that picks up the
yeah,
cancer wherever. And
yes,
that
right,
was the
yeah,
same
yeah,
for me. I mean, and I said to the nurse as I was having my going there to have the the radioactive stuff put in you so
yes,
go up.
yeah,
I just said, I hope you know that you're in just you're being amazing because you're meeting people at their most vulnerable, aren't they?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
awful, isn't it? Because you just don't know, sort of thing.
No, and it is. I don't know. It's a devastating experience, really, isn't it? And the knock on is that I feel I'm a very much more vulnerable person ever since, and I get much more emotional about things. And I've been interested to read that about other people, saying the emotional side of cancer is enormous. That's certainly been the case with me. I get very easily moved to tears, very
No,
easily.
I get it. I get it. Oh, here she is. Don't forget to donate to our Just Giving prostate cancer page, either down here or up there, all for a very good cause. You're listening to me, Timmy Alexis Carrington Ward, on Here She Is, the Prostate Cancer Podcast. So, Nick, like you said, it's just the most bonkers, crazy situation when you're faced with somebody saying, okay, you've got cancer. Not only that, you were in the same position of me of it being aggressive, both 9.
Yeah.
And mine had, I think it called cryptiform. Did you have that in? Do you know that? Which is like
No.
adds to the aggressiveness as well. But
Mm.
mine was downgraded after I had my prostatectomy. Did anything change after your prostatectomy in the score?
Well, I mean, the actual PSA did. It was
Yeah.
down to about 0.02 or something like that. But otherwise, I've just carried on since then, and had no treatment or no sort of just purely PSAs every 6 months, and I'm due another one very soon. We
Was it?
start building up the old tension.
There is that, isn't it? My other half, he had testicular cancer, and he's all right with it and everything. He had his taken out, but because it was a certain size, they've been looking after him for 10 years. In fact, this is his last year, and he's a bit scared of them stopping watching him because, like you're saying,
Yeah,
fear, isn't it? Of we're in
yeah. It's
the
suddenly like
place,
you're being let loose onto the
yeah,
ocean. Yeah,
but we're in the best place. We're in the system.
that's
So
correct, in
we
the system. So if you did have any concerns, they'd be right on it, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
Like to think.
absolutely. And how often do you have to have your PSAs now?
Well, I do it about every 6 months or so, I think,
Well,
at the
that's
moment.
really
Everything's
good.
been thrown out of kilter at the moment because of all the other stuff with the kidney
Yeah.
cancer. But yeah, I'm about to get back on the bike really and have a PSA in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I think, and then I'll do it every 6 months for as long as it's needed really, and I think it'll have to go on forever. And of course, I've got 3 sons, and so I'm urging them to get tested. Well, all three
Absolutely.
have, but they
Yeah.
need to be aware of it now for the rest of their lives
Did your
because
dad
they're
have
so
it at all?
no, nothing in my family history at all. But there is so much evidence of family history generally, isn't there? I mean, I met someone, a woman, not so long ago. She was about 30-ish, and she said, "Oh, I'm very interested to hear your story because my father had prostate cancer." And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." She said, "And so have his 3 brothers." So that's 4 brothers, all with prostate cancer, and their father had it. Blimey! I mean, that shows you, doesn't it?
My
So
daddy
people,
had it as well. He's still around, but he had it, and he had the
Did he really?
yeah, he had the radiotherapy. So,
Yeah.
but he's
Oh,
fine.
that's interesting.
So
What
you're
sort of age was he?
I think he was in his 70s. You see, I'm only 56, so I wouldn't have thought,
Um,
oh, when that came up, it was just like, what?
yeah,
And
yeah,
they rang
yeah,
me the next day, and I mean, it just went so fast from there. In total, from that PSA to having the prostatectomy was 2 months. So the NHS are
yeah,
there when they need to be. It was really good.
yeah, yeah,
The
absolutely. Yeah,
prostatectomy is basically a robot that goes in. Have you got all the scars on your tummy?
yeah. But I had the open surgery actually.
Oh, did
The
you?
my surgeon wanted to do it. He does robotic and keyhole and all that sort of stuff, but he preferred to do it face to face, as it were, and get in there. And so if he wanted to do that, and in a way, I preferred the idea of someone being actually on it, right
It
on it.
is crazy, isn't it? It's like
Mm.
because now couldn't it? Somebody could be doing it from America the way with the
I
computer.
know that exactly. I met someone the other day who was talking about a surgeon who's doing it in this country for someone in South Africa or something. So ridiculous, isn't it?
Crazy.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But my kidney cancer op in December, that was done by keyhole. So I got funny
Okay.
little holes and marks on the stomach and things like that, as well as
Well,
all the metal staples that went in. Mm.
what was your recovery like from the prostate?
From prostate.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, the first 2 or 3 weeks were pretty painful and grim because I'd had open surgery. Obviously, it was a massive scar and a lot of cutting and stuff. But once I sort of got going again, it was pretty quick. And the operation was the end of May, and I think I was presenting again in September.
Oh, okay.
So that's not bad, is it?
I think the difference between
And I'm hoping to present again after this. Go on, sorry.
I think the difference between a robot and surgery is they say you don't move the organs so much, so it's a quicker recovery.
Yeah,
That's what I've sort of been told.
definitely. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Waking
I
up,
think I would always go for robotic in the future.
waking up. I was in agony waking up. Were you all right? Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. And morphine was a very great friend at
yes.
that time.
Re
Oh,
I, 'cause
dear.
I remember just saying, just give me whatever you've got. It was awful. And
Yes, quite.
I didn't have, I said to people, it's no point you coming to visit. I'm out of it. I'm just, like you say, on morphine.
Yeah.
And it was,
Yeah.
oh, it
Yeah.
was awful.
No, it was a horrible time. And
They
the old
get you up
catheter was a
very
load of
quick.
laughs.
I know.
Mm.
Do you know what, Nick, though? I quite liked having the catheter. Just not having to get out of bed at night was perfect.
Well,
Like a
I see
good
what you
sleep
mean.
through.
Yeah. I was glad to get rid of it, though. Phew.
And they use that with a balloon, don't they, to keep it up there. And
Yes.
and
Yes.
that is all just mad, isn't it? It's, I mean, your
Mm.
dignity is gone, isn't it? Sort of thing. You have to just,
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Absolutely. You've got to leave everything in the hands of other people and just sort of say, here I am, do what you have to.
and like we say, though, just for anyone who's listening who might be about to have that, they're just so professional about it. You don't really feel,
Yeah. I can't complain about anything in my treatment, either prostate cancer or kidney cancer. All the people who've dealt with me have been absolutely wonderful, and I'm very, very grateful. And I feel lucky to be here today, and walking 3 or 4 miles a day, and getting on with life. I really do. Very, very grateful.
did you suffer incontinence afterwards?
Yeah, I did a bit, and it's sort of quite difficult to get used to, but it gets better, doesn't it?
Yeah, I did the first night. I slept in a nappy just in case, but I was
Yeah,
all right. So from there on, I didn't have to. And then after
yeah.
that, it was just if I got to the toilet not before, a little bit in before, I would leak
Mm,
a bit. But
yeah.
eventually you get used to that. And then it was only if somebody made me laugh or if I wanted to pass wind that I would have a little trickle. I do
A
remember watching
little trickle.
Extras in
Yeah,
bed, and I literally was weeing myself with laughter.
yeah.
But all of that has gone now. It's fine.
Yeah, that's good to hear. That's really good to hear. And I feel, back to normal as near as you
Yeah.
can be after a prostatectomy
Yeah. I tell you a top tip is I did um at the end of it cut the nappy in half. So because you just needed it at the front, really. So if I went out to the theatre or something, I would just do that just for extra protection. But yeah,
Yeah,
I got straight back on the horse, as it were. I was fine, sort of
yeah,
thing with that.
yeah.
But so you're all right and normal.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, as normal as I've ever been, anyway. Yeah, no, as I say, I'm just grateful that I've got through it all. I just hope I've had my fill now and don't have to get cancer again in any shape or form.
You've had your fair share, haven't you?
Mm.
Oh, here she is. Don't forget to donate to our Just Giving prostate cancer page. Either down here or up there. All for a very good cause. You are listening to me, Timmy Alexis Carrington Ward. On Here She Is on the Prostate Cancer podcast. And we've got Nick Owen, who was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2023. You had a prostatectomy, didn't you? So then did you have to go, after you had your prostatectomy, you have to go in and see your surgeon, don't you, about the margins and things like that and how the operation went? How was that for you?
Yeah, well, he said it all went very well. Hopefully he'd got everything. In fact, he was confident he'd got everything, and he'd taken out 25 lymph nodes as well.
Oh, did he?
So what? Yeah, so one way or the other, and they were all clear. So the indications were very good. but I just can't relax. I cannot relax. But he was very confident, as confident as you can be. And he said, just got to keep an eye on it. And even if something did crop up somewhere, you feel it would be fairly minimal and might be easily, containable. So, but, it's
And were your
2
margins
years, nearly
clear?
3 years on now.
Were your margins clear as well? They say margins
Yes.
around, so they're
Yes.
all clear. You see,
The edges, as it were. Yeah.
mine were positive. So he's cut round, and I'm probably going to have radiotherapy to mop up what was
Mop
left.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
thinks
Yeah.
after that, that'll be the boom. He said that at the beginning anyway, because it was aggressive anyway. He probably would want to do that. But he was so optimistic. They're very
Yeah.
I know people say this, but it's a very treatable condition where cancer is concerned.
If if you catch it early.
That's the main thing, yes.
The
And
key,
that
isn't it? That's why people like you and I need to urge people all the time and keep sending out their
absolutely.
message. For goodness sake, get tested. If you're over 40 or certainly have a history of it in the family, for goodness sake, get in the system. It is now officially, I think, the biggest killer in this country. Prostate cancer.
But
That
but
is
I think that is
amazing.
because it's very common as well, isn't it? If it was a
Yeah, and because people are more aware of it and therefore
yeah.
getting tested.
Yeah. But I
It's
mean
right up there.
I had that, like I said, that conversation with my surgeon of before I had the PET scan. I said, okay, what's the worst case scenario if it has spread? And I said those words of how long will I live? And he was like, well, you'll be on this drug for 10 years. Then we change. There's so many new drugs. And the other thing
Yes.
that I was told, well, we know actually in the last 10 years, it's doubled life expectancy, the drugs and things. But
Gosh.
when you look online, all that old data never gets taken off. So it's still mixed up with
No.
the 10 years ago when it wasn't, the outlook look wasn't so.
Yes. Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
So that
But
was
it is officially the most common cancer in the UK now, which
yeah.
is just
And I think that sounds
65,000 diagnosed each year. 65,000.
absolutely mad. And the
Staggering.
reason they say about the PSA that they don't want it to be, that everyone,
National screening.
yeah,
Mm.
because so many people will have it, and some of those people on the low grades, it will not spread, and they won't know anything. They could die with it
Yes.
without
Yeah.
knowing.
It's a famous saying, isn't it? They say a lot of people die with it, not from it, just because it's been sitting there, but, no harm done. But yeah, at least people are talking about it now.
Absolutely, and that's why I decided actually this has got to be told. And like I said, even with those hair tablets that I take, I didn't know that because 2 years previous I had the PSA and it was on I think 3 or 4, just above before it was a worrying place. But actually, in retrospect, that was where was now. It would have been a 6 sort of thing. So I
Yeah. Yeah.
know all these things we don't know. But the thing I found, and I don't know if you had this experience as well, is it's that time when you absolutely realize how great your family and friends are when they come up to
Yeah.
the bar for you. It was amazing,
Yes. Yeah. I couldn't agree
kindness
more.
and out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so. The support has been amazing, both this time and with the kidney cancer. And kids streaming into the hospital and stuff like that, but just friends generally rallying round and always being there and texting you and ringing you up or coming to see you. It has been absolutely heartwarming beyond belief, and I feel very privileged really that I've had such a great response from friends and family. They've been wonderful. They really have, and God, you need it at a time like this, don't you?
Absolutely. But also, I think as well, cancer's not like it used to be for us when we were younger, because that was, you've got cancer, don't speak about it, you're going to die,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh gosh, yes, things very different. People are much more open about it. One of the things that's been the most problem about prostate cancer is men are naturally reluctant to talk about things so personal, aren't they?
Yeah.
And so that's another thing that various charities are trying to push. That for goodness sake, talk about it. If you can't talk about it face to face with someone, you don't have to sit across a table and say, "Look, I've got something to tell you, Timmy." Talk about it when you're in the car together and you're not looking at each other. You're just looking out, or you're on the golf course, and again, you're not necessarily looking at each other. They're concentrating on something else. And it comes by the by, or you're at a cricket match, a football match, or a concert, or wherever you are, just so that you talk about it, but it's not you just sort of take the heat out of it a bit, and then you don't feel quite so bad about making it a big story, and people can accept it a bit more, and it's easier to talk about in a more relaxed situation. You say, "Oh, have you? Sorry to hear about that," and it just comes out gently rather than being a major statement that sort of blows someone's mind. I think that's very important.
And has it taken the heat off a bit with you being diagnosed with the kidney cancer of your the way you deal with cancer now? Are you a little bit stronger about it, would you say?
Yes, I think I probably am, but it's not easy. Even so, it's just an awful moment when the surgeon says, "I got some bad news for you.
Yeah.
You've got cancer of the kidney." You just, you grab each other's hand, you and your wife, and the tears well up, and you think, "Oh God!" And it's it's such a shock to the system. It becomes almost surreal for a while. You're sort of drifting, and your mind's going in so many different directions. But I think probably, one way or the other, you slightly inured to it, having been through it before, but only slightly. It's not a great difference. It's just horrible,
Really,
horrible.
really is. Did you lean on the Macmillan nurses or anything, or did you do it all in your?
Not greatly, no. I mean, I did occasionally speak to people for a bit of advice about, practical things, really. But no, I've luckily had a very good wife, Vicky, to lean on. She's
Yeah,
been absolutely brilliant. But there's lots of friends who I've been able to talk to. They've been brilliant. I've got friends my age, obviously, and they're going through things as well. So you can talk about it with each other.
and I know that. Have you watched the Chris Hoy documentary?
No, I haven't, but I must do.
Oh, it's
I mean, he
very.
was only 49 when he was diagnosed.
I no, I
Right.
think less than that because
All right.
he's only 49 now. I think he must have
Right.
been 45-ish. But he
Gosh.
he says that he feels a little bit luckier than other people in the fact of he's seeing life through amazing eyes because his future's been sort of taken away from him, which I sort of get. I've gone
Mm.
through that thing of opening the window and just smelling the morning and things, and you just think,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, we are so lucky to be here. It does put a
Yeah.
different aspect on life, doesn't it? Totally.
Yes. Oh, I get that. It does make you appreciate things more,
Yeah,
everyday things, and realize you've got to live for today. You've got to think about tomorrow, but you've got to live for today. If you spend the whole time worrying about what you're doing next and whether you can afford this or whatever, you forget to live today. And
absolutely.
something I'm very guilty of, but I'm better at it now.
Oh, it makes you, doesn't it? It forces you into that. Just like actually, I tell you what, it made life so real for me. It was like,
Yeah.
wow. And I was walking the dog and I thought to myself, because you do a lot of processing that you wouldn't want to do normally, but suddenly it's there.
Mm.
As a boy, I used to cry at school in the
Mm.
classroom thinking I was going to get cancer and die. So I'm facing my fear totally. And
Wow.
so I'm walking the dog, and I just thought, you know what? Whatever the outcome of this prostate cancer is, it's not a get out of free jail card because we have all got to die anyway. That's the thing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Absolutely.
So that's where
Yeah. No,
it
I
suddenly
couldn't agree
clicked for
more.
me. It's like, actually, I've still got to go through that, whatever, however
Yeah.
successful the surgery is or whatever. And that was a turning point for me as well.
Yeah, no, it's a very good point. And I mean, I personally think, I've had a very good life and it's a pretty long life
Yeah,
compared with the lives people used to live when I was growing up. Someone died in their 60s, they'd had a good innings, when I was growing up. So, I will never complain about that side of it. I think I'm very lucky to have had a life that is still very full now and very enjoyable. And I've had horrible setbacks, but come through them, touch wood. And I'm eternally thankful for all of that.
so what are you now? So you're what is that? 3 years then, did you say? You've had your prostate cancer and
Yeah,
checking everything
the the,
up.
the prostate operation was in May 2023. So yeah, nearly 3 years.
That to me sounds as done and dusted, doesn't it, from what he's saying? And no, it's fine. That was the other thing that David Knight, that's my other half. Because when he had his prostate cancer, his testicular cancer, I'd be like, it's fine. I've looked up online, and this is the same with prostate cancer as well. If
Yeah,
you can look online and it's actually there's some good in there, that's brilliant
yeah,
because you can have a cold and look
yeah,
up online and you'll be dead in a week. Some there's
yeah. Oh,
a
no,
scenario. Did you do
yeah.
that? Did you do that?
Oh.
looking online stuff?
Well, my wife Vicky did, yeah. I didn't so much, but she's always looking for the good points and saying, "Oh, this is good," and she
But
was fantastic at that.
being
Still
the
doing it.
being a superstitiousy type person, I would then go, yes, but I'm that part of it. You've got the good
Mm.
part. So I then stopped
Yeah,
because I could turn everything round to me being the worst case scenario.
yeah, yes, I can see that. Yeah,
It
it's
is
easy to be pessimistic at a
it,
time like that
it
as well.
really is. But always remember that the old data is still on there. That will never go.
Yeah,
So when you're looking that
yeah,
up,
correct,
it's old
correct.
data. And
Very, very good point there.
with
Yeah,
prostate cancer, it's come on so much. It's
yeah,
my
yeah,
surgeon
indeed.
said, I don't know if yours did, it's actually nowadays like living with a chronic disease,
Yeah, yeah, I didn't say
prostate
that as
cancer.
such, but yeah, but he was always positive and very encouraging, and made me feel, nothing to worry about here. We just sort it out and on we go.
But I think even in that 3 years, things have changed because I went with a new drug and showed it to my surgeon. I said, "Am I eligible for this?" He said, "That's for advanced cancer." Mine was locally advanced. So it started to come
Right.
out the prostate, but that's still um, can be cured. And I wonder what that would feel like when that's taken away. I think that would be another
Yeah,
pill to swallow, wouldn't it? When you're just
yeah,
treating it. But yeah, so
yeah,
I said that about this new drug, and he said, no, that's advanced. He said, but even if we did get to that, you have got one, two, three, four more levels of treatment before we even get to that. So they've come on so much
yeah,
with that. How are
yeah,
you then?
yeah,
What have they said with the kidney cancer that you've got? That's been removed then as well.
yeah. The kidney is completely gone, and a sizable tumor, 11 centimeters across. And just monitoring it. I'm having another scan in a few weeks' time, and hopefully there's no sign of cancer there. That's all you can say. I've just got to rely on them and rely on the scan. But the scan I had fairly soon after the operation said it was all clear then.
Yeah.
But I'll never count my chickens.
I, yeah, I'm with you, and that's what I was saying with my other half when he had his test. I say, "You're fine, you're fine," and then he's saying that to me, and I'm saying, "Yeah," and I said, "Well, why?" He said, "Why did you say that to me when I was like that?" I said, "I suppose because it's not in you, so you feel like optimistic, but when
Yeah,
it is you, you do have,
yeah,
don't you, that
yeah,
superstitious, oh no, I can't say
yeah,
anything because it will get me sort of thing,
mm,
which is
yeah,
ridiculous."
yeah, indeed. Yeah, I agree.
But how are you feeling now? Are you in good health?
Physically, very good, thanks. Yeah, very good. And really up and starting to live again and go out and meet people and have lunch with people or even evenings out occasionally. So yeah, I'm sort of really buzzing, I have to say, and ready for the next stage, as
And
long
like
as
we
it doesn't
said as
involve
well,
cancer.
because we're living so much longer, these things have got to come in, and people are just living with cancer. That's why we're hearing so much more because people are just living with it, left, right, and centre, one and
Well,
two.
because they're living so much longer, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I suppose it's just part of living, isn't it?
Yeah, I just feel, there are so many people who are worse off, and when you hear of children having
Yeah,
cancers and things like that, I mean, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Someone of my age going through it, it's nothing compared with that because that is serious tragedy. It's sort of inevitable. People of my age
yeah,
get things, but when children and young people get something, it's just outrageously sad.
yeah. But you're doing good. Listen, Nick, all the best. You're looking very well, and
Thank you. So are you.
very much. Yeah, we're doing well, aren't we? So all that's left for me to say is thank you very much and cheery bye.
My pleasure. Bye bye.
Oh, here she is. Don't forget to donate to our Just Giving prostate cancer page. Either down here or up there. All for a very good cause.
You said it.